Today is Thursday, October 1, 2009, and this is the start of an interview with Mr. Charlie Mitchell at the RSVP offices of Catholic Services of Macomb, located at Ryan Road in Warren, Michigan. Mr. Mitchell is 84 years old. He was born on March the 31st, 1925. Mr. Mitchell currently resides at 3211 Clawson Street, New Haven, Michigan. My name is Dave Brousseau, and I will be the interviewer, and Mr. Paul Wilhelm will be the videographer. Mr. Mitchell, would you state for the record the branch of service that you served in?
I served at 3918th. That's what my basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia. Through there to Camp House, Texas. We take the train together, the 3918. We went through the war together and went to Menominee and crossed Europe.
Let's start back from the beginning.
Okay.
I need to know from you where you grew up, what school you attended.
I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, the suburb of Atlanta, Georgia, and I went to school in the Northwestern High School for a while. Then I went in the Army in 43, and I got my GED in the Army.
How did you end up in the service?
I was drafted
When were you drafted?
1943, I think July the 12th.
Was that right out of high school?
Right out of, I came here in 40 and went back in 43. This I was drafted in 43.
What branch of the service are you in?
The Army.
Do you recall your first days in the Army? Boot camp?
Boot camp. Yes, I recall it. Well, by me being new, never been away from home, it was all new to me, and I just listened and kept my mouth shut, and that's how I got as far as I get by learning and listening to the leaders who were over me. I never got into no trouble.
Were you working before you went into the service?
Yes, I just worked. I was painting a sign, and I cut grass, and I picked blackberries 15 cents a gallon, and I always had a job. And I worked the cafeteria for $5 a week. That was in that day.
What was your boot training experience like?
Well, it was new, and it was because I hadn't been away from home at that time, so it all coming to me. I wasn't no stranger then. I got along with everybody. See, I'm a guy get along with everybody. So my basic training and later parachute training, I used to get along with everybody. So I went through that with flying colors. Never had no problems.
Do you remember any of your instructors?
Yeah, that was a Garrett Everett and an Aaron Dixon. I still keep it with the Aaron Dixon. He's of my age. He's an ex-paratrooper like I am.
Where did you do your boot training?
Fort Benning, Georgia.
Fort Benning's?
Right.
Did you find it difficult?
Well, at that time, by me being new away from home, it was strange to me. I was glad to get away from where I was at, because where I was at was better than where I've been.
How long did you serve in boot training?
I think 15 weeks at that time. Yeah.
This would be 1943.
Right, 1943.
What was your feeling at that time for eventually being assigned somewhere on one of the two different war theaters we were in?
Well, the feeling, I knew we went to England in 43, waiting on the invasion of Normandy. And after D+10, that's when we went in Normandy. D+6 is when we landed. That's when outfit landed, but I got that D+10.
When you were at Boot, did you train for something specific?
This all regular artillery, finding weapons and learning about the hand-to-hand combat and all that.
Did you actually see any combat?
Yes, we got bummed out. We was in the gasoline company. We got bummed out just about every night. Just about every night, because Hitler.
Was this after you landed?
This after we landed, when we started getting set up to get within 16 hours, we had our gasoline dumped. So in 1,000 gallons of gasoline, which I haven't worked there, and gasoline and oil and the diesel for Patton's tanks. I was in the 3rd Army under George S. Patton.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that right?
Blood and guts.
Did you have a chance to meet
I
him?
met him.
Really?
Yes.
Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, he said, I don't care what color you are, kill all them SB Krauts. That's exactly what he said. I remember, just like, that's what he said.
That sounds like him. What was your specific assignment with the gasoline group?
Well, the gasoline company, we had to supply gasoline for Patton's tanks and the Red Ball Express trucks to come get the gasoline. So it was all night training. Well, no training, we was in action, so we had to get this gasoline out and go to the front line. And we were the first one to get 3918 to take gasoline up on the front line through the broken German line. I have that on paper.
What was it like being confined to an ammunition dump?
Well, gasoline dump. It was bad because we beat the Germans at daytime, but the Germans come back at night and beat us and cross St. Louis, St. James, and Everett, and Verdun, and Nancy, France. They fought. Like the daytime, the Americans whooped the Germans. The nighttime, the Germans whooped the Americans, because we didn't have a night fighter at that time. The Americans didn't have a night fighter. That's how we was going back and forth till after Patton got through the head screws of France. Then he started, the tanks rolling, and he started kicking kicking butt. General George S. Patton.
Did you ever feel scared?
Oh yes, because you get bummed out at night. You see, they got to dig in. But I was smart about me being small. I dug a foxhole deep enough to put my tent over it and put the dirt over it, logs over it. So when you hear the buzz bomb coming over, I didn't get up and go to the foxhole, but I was always laying in the hole.
Did you have any family at that time?
No, I was only 18.
Where were your folks?
They was back home in Georgia. See, my father and mother, they passed. She passed when I was 3 months old, and later raised by my aunt. She died when I was 12, and the uncle, she knew she was born, so she gave me to her brother and his wife. And they raised me into another family. And so by me going to do Indian service, I didn't go back there, so I went straight from basic training straight to my Stanley, Boston, Massachusetts, to head for Europe. And that's where we was at, waiting to be ready to go to cross the 30 miles of water between England and France.
When you got assigned to the European theater, was that by choice or was that just the way the cards fell?
That's where the cards fell.
If you had a choice, where would you have gone?
Well, by me being away from home, where they told me to go, I just went there. And like I said, we got bummed out just about every night because they want to cut that supply, gasoline supply off. That was the top dog there to get because we cut theirs off. That's when Germany lost the war, because they gasoline supply cut off. And they come up the road with a horse and bucket with that gasoline, but we had trucks, and we used to, I was small, I'd be up in top of the truck. I was so small I couldn't lift them way up and over that 2.5 ton truck. So they put me up there to stack the 300 cans of gasoline up on the 2.5 ton truck. So that's where That's why I was up there stacking gasoline, cause about me being so small. A small outfit, one outfit, but I had a bigger body than anybody.
So you never really saw the enemy, you just heard them.
Well, we had captured some Germans. They were hungry in the war. They come and get themselves up at 39th, 18th.
What'd that make you feel like when you saw them?
Well, we know they was coming in because we know the avenue approach. We know we should come and go where we were at, and we know they're going to come that way. And so we were waiting for them. And when you're on guard at nighttime and by yourself, it's a little frightening out there by yourself. Especially.
Were you operating the trucks, or?
No, I was into the squad. This operating M 1903 rifle.
Mhm. Did you develop any friendships that you were able to keep while you were there?
Oh yes, I keep in touch with two guys now. One in the Pomona, California, and one here in Southfield, William Slayton. I kept in touch with them because I had a roster here. Everybody that day with where they was at, but things move, and so I did have my daughter go to the computer and find a few of the guys that I knew in 1944 and 1945. In fact, I got pictures of some of them now.
How long did it take you to find them?
Well, after I got on the phone call, because most people, they went to different places, because you couldn't, like I said, you couldn't find me. Because my address, I didn't go back to Georgia, and the roster I have there, and I called them and found out there through the computer that where they were at. So I kept in touch with a few of them. And they don't, it's 10,000 down a day now, so of World War II veterans.
So there were a lot of casualties where you were?
We have I got a roster there. The guy got killed. There's only 125 was blacks. We was a company. Supply gasoline for Patton's tanks.
How many of those were killed?
I think about 8 or 10 of them. It was the truck drivers going and coming back from the broken German line where they got. But then when they started bombing us, well, we had to run the cover and say we was in the mining area at the time. So one guy saved me instead of the mine by seeing the line protruding through on my feet like that there, and so he said, "Freeze, Mitchell, freeze." And so he saved my life and shut the marketing. I have his picture there now.
Now, Patton was working his way through France. Did
Yes.
you follow him? Is that how you kept?
We supplied gasoline for his tanks.
But how did you get the gasoline to him?
The convoy brought the gasoline to supply dump where we were.
How did you feel about the war at that time?
Well, it was zigzag in southern France because we, like I said before, we pushed the Germans back. In the daytime, they pushed us back in the nighttime. It went on for quite a long time until we left the Hedge Grove. In southern France, they had all hedge groves. You could get those tanks through the hedge grove after they got through the hedge grove, and you start advancing across St. Louis, St. James, Everett, Verdun, and Nancy on the Trier, Germany, the first German town we hit, and Zweibrücken also.
Did you ever see any actual combat?
Oh yes.
Do you have any experiences you'd like to tell us?
Well, the combat zone was in. I have 4 battles: Normandy, France, southern France, and northern Europe. The battles, the 4 battles I was in. I have that. I don't have a discharge with it, but I do have to have get a letter from the government of France. I had to have that proof of that I had been there to receive this certificate diploma from the government of France.
Let's take a look at that. Just hold that.
This is the letter here from.
Yeah, hold it facing me. All right, and let me see what I can do here in terms of.
Council, this was sent in 2002. Take it in from the
Okay.
service.
Yes.
Can you see it plain enough?
Yeah, move the flag just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. I think we got that all. Okay.
Okay.
This is from the Consulate General in France,
Yes.
and it says, "It is a pleasure for me to inform you that you are eligible to receive the special diploma from the government of France for your contribution in the fight to liberate France from the Axis powers of World War II." And it goes on to describe the situation. Boy, that's nice. How did you communicate back home with your family?
Well, through my sister, got a letter from my sisters. At that time, letters were even free. We didn't get, take 4 or 5 days or more to get up to the front line. Because we was on the move, and we just see the building, just having fire over all that at that time. So, and we didn't have the sheriff truck come see us, maybe once a week, once a month. We were still pot there, watching until still pot, because that's where it was that day. You on the move, you got time to be worried about watching your goon meeting.
What was the food like?
Well, we ate sea ration. We canned heat, you warm your food up, little canned heat, you warm it up, and then they have big tents in some places. We slept in a regular 2-man tent, and you warm the food up, and let canned heat and eat it, and be on your way, because you don't have no time for no standing on line for no the food.
So they didn't have any mess halls.
No mess hall, we was on the move. Now, they did have tents, but it, mess hall had the 50-gallon drums of water, heat up the canned goods. But in the personal food was a can of sardines, a can of potted meat, and some Ritz crackers, 3 cigarettes in the package. And a cigarette cost 5 cents a pack that day, and 50 cents a carton, 1943, 44, 45. I never smoked no cigarette anyway. This here, George S. Patton, he is a letter there from him that we had broken through the German line, and the Christmas Day, this was supposed to be in our menu, but we got bombed out December the 16th and the 25th and January the 1st, we got bombed out. So this was the menu we were supposed to have, but we didn't have this menu, but this signed by General George S. Patton. And because we no mess hall then, we was on the go. But the letter referred to him in some of the people there that we was doing a good job and blah, blah, blah. So I looked back at his menu, but General George S. Patton, he was general of all, #1 general to me, because I served under 5 presidents. It started out with Roosevelt, Truman, Johnson, and Kennedy.
And Eisenhower was in there too.
Eisenhower was after
yeah, Eisenhower's
Truman.
After Truman, yes. I had to go back because you remember, you must be back of age.
Thank you. What kind of activities did you have for recreation or entertainment?
Well, maybe at about 6, 7 days, you might take a break and lay around, and then, like the other outfits, they stay and come back for 83 days, 83 days without taking a break. The 761st Tank Battalion, who we supplied gasoline to. The 761st, that was all black outfit, tankers, but they did stay in, come back 83 days without arrest. Now we just supplied gasoline, and so I go back and see, we couldn't stop because they gotta come get the convoy, 80, 100 trucks come get the gasoline. We gotta stack those trucks up with gasoline and send them on their way. But to answer the question, recreation, louder in the war, we might have had the USO come. That's what really what we enjoy. The USO to come and perform, dance, and sing songs. That's the only thing we had at that time. Because they said we
The USO?
USO.
You never saw Bob Hope?
No, I didn't see Bob Hope. No, now, early year, what's his name? It's a black singer. She came to Fort Bragg in 40. I don't get the years. She came, and but Bob Hope had came there, and at that time too. Yeah, I had to go back now in 43 because during that time, when somebody gonna come visit us, we have a few hours to receive them, then we go back on our way and they go on their way. But I can't think of the black movie star that sung at that time. That's the only thing I'm missing. But back to Bob Hope, he had come, and when you didn't get to see him because he was too far back. Well, I haven't seen him, no, yet. He was a good comedian. I kept up with him through the years. Every time he'd be somewhere, I always be glad to hear him perform.
Mhm. Was there a time where you were able to take some leave and get away from the front?
At that time, wasn't no leaves. When you're in the war, you don't have no time for nothing but supply gasoline and fire back at the Germans when they're gonna come to the vets in our compound. And that went on. Nobody had no time. We didn't think about no showers, no bath. Then you gonna move because we maybe take 5-10 miles a day and keep the Germans. I said coon digging, and they come to us at nighttime. They went on zigzag of southern France until we hit Germany. Then we start really kicking the Germans coon digging. That's coon here in Korea. I don't dance, but this here tells I just read the first line. Coming B, coming A. The machine guns, they captured so many machine guns. A company, pillboxes, they knocked out 18. Machine gun, 85, the AT gun, 18, supply, 1, and it goes on over here to cut out the same outfit. The enemies kill 1,810, enemies capture 7,000. It's one outfit, eight company. So it'll go on and on.
Were you aware of the news that was being shipped back to the States about your job and what was going on at the time?
Well, it's sad to say, the war correspondent never come and interviewed us like they do in the day. In Korea and the other war, I'm a veteran, Korea War, World War II, Vietnam War. But the war correspondent never come around and see us to ask us how we like it and what's and tell them about home. We ain't hear nothing about home back then in that day. That's where it was with the black record. It was all black outfit, and so we never was interviewed. They never come by.
All right, tell me a little bit about the differences between World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Well, I was immigrated. I went on the first class of 500 men, and it's hard for me at that time. God told me, say, I'm Mississippi, blah blah blah, and I'm gonna do what you did do. And I had some bad time with him, and pressed charges. He got 6 days. White sergeant was told by a black guy, MF, like you ought to be dead. He got 6 months. You understand that? But that's what it was that day. Then we was immigrated, and things was better. I seen the hard time, but I know how things were, so I accepted them. Because I came out of backwoods of Georgia, and I got along with everybody. I was treated good by the whites. I was treated good by the Germans, better by the Germans I was by the white man, because in the comeback zone, we had a shootout in the comeback zone by the white women. Because they said the Schwarzer soldiers was black and had tails. And yeah, that's what they said about us, but they found out better. But because the food, give candy and chocolate, because there was nothing to eat in Regensburg, Germany, no towns, because 3,400 planes come over and bomb, tear the planes, tear the town up, and it's sad for children, women, children, old people walking to go nowhere. And so a bar of candy was a meal. And then when the Schwarzer soldier throw some children candy off, they had like a T-bone steak. And they were glad, and they found out that the Schwarzer soldier wasn't bad at all. And they started receiving us. But we did have a shootout in France. We had many race starts in England before nominated because we were dancing with white girls. And they didn't like it. But they've been dancing with our girls for 400 years. But that they couldn't think it. But I didn't have no, we fought, and I didn't have no fault. Not because I got many white friends. They have, in my book, I got many white friends, got black friends. They called me Uncle Tom, but I got along and keep in touch with the guys now. So by me, that guy, I get along with everybody. And I help everybody with misfortune also. So I'm able, all through the lifetime, I always helped out underprivileged guys.
Now, after World War II, you must have re-enlisted.
I stayed in, I re-enlisted about 4 or 5 times.
What's the difference between the World War I and what you did in Korea?
Well, I got to be a first black paratrooper. That time
Is that when you started being a paratrooper in Korea?
in that era, in 43. See, they had the black paratroopers. The Japanese was sent the balloons over Alaska and set Sallie Watcher on fire. They had the well-trained paratroopers jump and put the fire out, not fighting. But so many white got killed, so they started immigrating. And it was talking about immigrating, but in 48, Truman, President Truman, had immigrated in 48. So things started moving better, but then the Korean War come along, things were better then. Things better now, and it got better all along. So I have no bad feeling about that. That's where it was that time I accepted it was, because where I came from, and that was in Georgia. And so I lived with it, inspected. Like if I cook gravy for you, you give a quarter, I accept it. It was more than that, big gravy yard, but that's where it was that day.
So when Vietnam came along, what did you do during
I
that?
was knock an Ajax, like a Hercules missile. And the Ajax, that first one came on there, knock a Hercules. That was what I was in that time. So we didn't get to Korea because they afraid the enemy would take that because it was subject to take atomic bombs. So they ain't gonna send that to Korea. That's the outfit I was in during that time. But I do have I was in Army at that time, so I got the bonus for Korea and Vietnam War. And Well, two, they get no bonus because Georgia was 4 state, they didn't give you a sack of flour.
So were you in, actually in active duty combat zone in Korea?
No,
No. And then what about what you did in Vietnam?
well, it's still the same thing. The Hercules and the Hawk missile that time, they didn't send that overseas either. But we put an air defense, England, Germany, for the air defense for the Air Force. That was our main mission, put the air defense for the Air Force. You know, when the airplanes gonna come over, we had to shoot them down.
So you spent what, 25 years in the service?
23.
23? Why did you get out then?
Well, I got to be 42 years old, and the first time I retired, and I went to Ford Motor Company. I retired from the Army, then went to Ford Motor Company. Retired Ford Motor Company for 20 years.
When you got out of the service, what did you do for employment then?
As soon as I got out of service, I went into the Ford Motor Company.
And what did you do there?
Well, I was at that time in the vinyl plant, the color match vinyl. That was vinyl for the cars at that time. That was the main thing. I color matched that, and then I got to be instructor to when the rolls come out, the 600-700,000 pound rolls come out. But main thing, I had color, big tub. You put a little color in. You tell me to put the color in it. So many ounces or grams put in the big tub and agitate it for 30 minutes, and then I send it back to you and then get the color. Okay, and then I push it into the room to spread out on the vinyl for the cars.
Was there anything that you learned in the service that helped you in your job at Ford?
Well, I was easy to catch on back from 43 when I was 18 years old. I listened and kept my mouth shut, and that's what got me through. Then I started going through the rank. Like I said, on the black side of the place, like the 500 men, because I learned to keep my mouth shut and do what I was told to do. And I was always one of the sharpest soldiers there in that battalion. And when they come around and see, and the first thing is see, when you perform your job, pay the inspection, it's not for them to send you that man over there. So go through to make a test, jumped up from corporal, sergeant first class, staff sergeant, and went on up.
With all these experiences with different countries, were you ever able to learn how to speak the language?
Well, I met a guy named Müller Wolfgang in Germany. I was 18 years old, he was 18 years old. We became very good friends. He was the enemy, but he taught me German. Like morgen 3 Uhr gucken, tomorrow 3 o'clock. Uhr is watch. I got through Germany pretty good, but Müller Wolfgang, we got to be very good friends, and so, and like the Fräulein says, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, looking for Charlie Mitchell, morgen 3 Uhr gucken, spazieren, Charlie Mitchell, she be there.
When you got finished with the war, you went in without any family, personal family.
No, I didn't have a church.
What happened after you got out of the war?
Well, I got out of the marriage, got kids, and then my wife, she passed away, and I raised 5 kids myself.
When did she pass away?
Oh, many years ago, I think the youngest boy, 3 years old at the time.
So how many children do you have?
5.
5? Are all of your children aware of what you've done?
Well, the one that's living, she is, and I got a son that's 44, and she's 50, but one that's 60 years old, and one 44, he pays, and she pays.
So you only have living how many?
Jennifer, Andre, there's another, Charles, the three still living.
And you are You are his daughter? Obviously his youngest daughter.
Yes.
How do you feel about all these experiences now?
When I look back, I thank the Lord for be here this long because most of my friends is dead. Most of people play cowboy with. Most of the women's out laying across Europe and wherever I've been. I lived in Europe for 5 years. But never thought about this year till I come back to the United States because that's how I got along with in England. It's very, very nice to me. And because I got along with just about everybody, even when the things were bad, I got along with.
So after your wife passed, you never remarried again?
No,
And how long did you stay with the Ford Motor Company?
20 years.
How many?
20.
20? Are you still involved in any activities?
Well, I'm at such a large 25, AMVETS, lifetime member, 82nd Airborne, lifetime member, Veteran Foreign War, lifetime member. Let me see, there's a couple more lifetime members. And I belong with Macomb County Regional Team. About 45, 50 us there, but I'm on a black one to do the burial at the cemetery. We just don't participate, but I'm the only one been there for 20 years.
Hmm.
I used to be in charge of parades, but now I can't walk too good now, but I got a big mouth because I used to be a tune sergeant, give commands, but now I just perform at the gravesite, present the flag to the next of kin.
Give a command.
Hmm?
Give a command. Give a command like you do.
Oh, well,
Go ahead.
proceed, home, home. Got a big mouth, huh?
How long were you in Okinawa?
About 18, 19 months, I think President Kennedy.
Do you remember the time frame? What time of the year?
Let me see now, 19 months in Korea. Yeah, I think it was 19 months in Korea. I think it was Kennedy.
What year would that be?
Years now. That got me, but I was in the army all those years.
It'd probably be in the 50s sometime?
Yes, I'm a
Yeah.
Cold War veteran. I got a certificate of Cold War veteran from 45 to 91. I was in there then.
Let me ask you, it's been bothering me. How tall were you then?
I've been the same height, 5'5", all my life.
5'5".
5'5", 125.
And you shout out commands like that?
Yes.
5'5". How did you get in the service at that height?
Well, they sent for me. I didn't send for them. Things were hard then, and they giving everybody, I was drafted. But I did my duty. I was one of the smallest guys in the outfit, but I performed like the big guys did, like running. Even when I got to be a paratrooper, the big guys, they couldn't handle like a little guy like me, like run 5 miles or walk 25 miles, or the guts to jump out of airplanes. I had about 50 jump out of airplanes.
Is that a picture of,
Airplane, that's a picture of him.
yeah, here,
This is the airplane.
Boy, that's
let's
pretty
see.
handsome dude there.
What was that? What was that?
Oh, tilt it back a little bit, there, no, look forward a little bit, right there. Okay, that takes the glare off. Okay. Okay, we got that. That's what you look like in service. Now, was that that's showing the picture, Dave? Is that
I was in Czechoslovakia then. That's right after the war. We caught like we come out of Regensburg, Germany, to occupy these soldiers in the Czechoslovakia, Pilsen, Czechoslovakia. And
Okay.
I was 22 years old then.
okay? That's what I was looking for. Roughly how old you were then?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that other picture, Dave?
Here, show it to him so he can see it.
Yeah. Let Charlie see the picture so he can tell us what it's all about.
Oh, that's the other outfit for jumping out, getting ready to jump out the airplane. It's lined up to jump out the airplane.
Okay, now let me see it.
There's another.
Dave? Okay, I'm getting some glare. See if you can tilt it back a little. Just a little bit more. Okay. So now that's when you were a paratrooper, right? You ready to jump out of an airplane?
I think it's here. That's before we was at
Where is this?
immigrated there.
Where was this?
That-
Says England.
Oh, yeah, that was in England. I was not commissioned off of school there.
In England,
Yes.
and that must be you at the far right there?
Right. You see, I'm the shortest guy there.
Now you get a sense of how tall he was.
Okay.
We jumped out the airplane.
Okay.
This picture here. You see there me, Mitchell, Hammer.
Where are you? Not you there? Or there?
You can see Mitchell on my helmet.
Yeah, that's you,
Yeah.
right there.
Okay. I'm not getting anything but glare.
Too much?
Yeah, move it back a little bit. There, that's good. That's good. Okay. Okay. What's this? What's that picture next to you? Is that you with looks like a parachute around the front? The next picture?
No, that's not me. I'm on the left side there.
This one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Always the smartest guy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
17.
And who's this with the little cutie?
That's my friend there.
Oh,
This is when I was 17.
good gravy.
All right, now tilt it back a little bit, Dave.
I shouldn't be putting my own thoughts in here, but what a stud.
I was 17.
Oh,
That's
my
where we were in
goodness.
that day.
Okay.
That's me and my brother in 1945 just to turn back the wall.
Okay, so your brother was in service as well?
Yes, he was in Italy, I was in the other part of Europe.
Okay.
Well, this when we get all parachutes, we get ready to jump out the airplane. You see me there.
Okay, which one are we looking at?
Well, this was, what he said was, looks like a Mitchell, you were boarding to make a jump,
Oh, all right.
and I think the rest of these are just awful lot of women in these pictures. Is there something? You probably brought that one picture with you to show them what you looked like at 17?
I think you have that one there somewhere. So they could bring them all, but see they, or they line up to go up in the plane there.
Yeah,
As we jump out, you started 34 foot on a cable. Next week you go up to 200 feet, jump out on your own, getting used to height.
That looks like a B-25 Mitchell. Was that named after you?
No, no, that was a bomber. We had a B-25 and a P-47 was a light bomber, and the P-51 was light fighter. But the big one was 29, B-29. Had to go back there. But those one protect us, and the 51 protect us, the Tuskegee boys, because they, after that gasoline every day, at nighttime they coming at the gasoline. There was no rest, there was no fun.
Can you tell us about the ribbons that you're wearing?
Well, across Europe, you got the Normandy.
Which one is that?
Well, ETO, the blue and green one there, is Theater Operation of Europe. And other conduct medals and the expert medal, the carbine medal, M14 medals, and the missile.
Hold on a second, Charlie.
Take, you got time to take it. Let me take this.
The missile, medal, combat, M14, pistol, wherever the guns at, that's where I was at. Artillery also. Like I said, we were aided with the first black artillery in the United States Army. Aided Airborne.
Were you always in a black group?
Well, yes, till they immigrated in '48. Again, because I met in the comeback zone, I met guys and we got along fine, but a lot of times words were said about me and words were said about them by me strategizing. We go to Norwich, England. Norwich, England was a black town, and George Devine would get on that truck and go to town, because that was a very friendly town, Norwich, England, so we still the best of friends today. Keep in touch. And I keep telephone number, and I know his wife and kids, I visit them, but he was talked about too, about associating with us. But that didn't make no difference, we're still the best friends. And when he did me a favor, my sister died, I stayed in the room, so the kids called him up, and so he had airplane ticket there for me to come out there, get out of that Michigan, where I wouldn't be worried about my sister, because I'm very weak of proof when it comes to death in the family, because she one brought me here when I was 40 years old. So Joy Devine paid for a trip, and my house wasn't cleaned up, and sent me a washing machine, sent me a vacuum cleaner. I cleaned my house up. That's how good a friend we were.
Now, you obviously thought quite highly of General Patton.
Oh yes.
Was there some others that you got a chance to work with that you think the same about?
Well, Captain Powers was my commander, and he was the captain, and I got his picture, his name there on my books. But Captain Powers, he was a very good officer, and he wasn't prejudiced, because a lot of times, we had a lot of guys. One guy said, "We don't want to be in charge of you so-and-so, no way." It was about 150 of us there, and it was a bad thing for Captain. Said that he didn't want to be in charge, because he would be in charge of the blacks. You ain't getting no more rank. But what happened, one of the guys, black guys, we still best friend married. We paired him. He got out of rank, and so-and-so, so-and-so, we don't want you in charge of us either. And so he disappeared, and the captain disappeared the same dang day. Because you don't talk to no white captain in that day. But what he said to us about he didn't want to be in charge of us, because we failed the inspection, general inspection. And so, but Mary the only one brave enough to get up there and say, "We don't want you," he said more words than that, "we don't want you to be in charge of it anyway." So the captain, they got rid of him right away, because things get better then anyway, especially when you're paratroopers. We was the cream of the crop for the combat zone. But I had a good life. I have no regrets. All what happened, I'm still here. All the guys didn't like me and treat me wrong, they all dead. I'm still here. I'd rather go to their funeral than go to mine.
So how often do you get a chance to get together with these
Well,
select few that you've still maintained a relationship
oh
with?
yes, James married, he live in Detroit here. I'll get my daughter to stop by to see him, because he, about 3-4 years younger than me. Leroy Miller come to see me. He's my machine gunner, and he's about 3-4 years younger than me. But I taught him 50 caliber machine gun and a 40 millimeter machine gun that I was in charge of, and he was my gunner. So we still best of friends. We keep in touch. And one was very close to World War II. He was getting all houses disease, and I kind of sad because he was a big dude. He backed me up in the fights, but now he going down and sad. I talked to his son the other day, and he dad don't know nothing. He started crying on the phone, made me feel sad because Dan Sale Hughes, he was a big tough guy, but now it's sad when he go down. My day's coming, because I don't know how many days I have, but right now I'm thankful for being alert. I still drive the car. I still dress myself. She look after me with the head foot, because I had a back operator, put some in the back, put 4 boots in the back, open his leg up, down, 4 bypass, so I'm still here. No pain, no time, except when I step straight.
Charlie, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your experiences?
Well, I think this is about coverage.
Any particular pictures you'd like us to see?
Yeah, what did it come back? No, what was that? Oh,
What are we doing on time?
this guy saved my life in several reminders here, Shelton Marketing. He wasn't
Whoa,
an A1 guy, but he had a heart of gold. He'd help you dig your fox hole before he dig his own. And he wanted to save his step in mind. That's why I take his picture, because had it been for him, I wouldn't have been here. He wasn't neat as I was. He wasn't neat in the company, but he had a heart of gold. He's gone.
any other pictures that,
Hmm?
This shows about the record that was set. I'm gonna do this one. It's gonna be right here. Shows the record was set by the tankers. Are you interested in that?
Oh, yeah. Been sitting there around 183 days in the comeback zone without the,
Just trying to show you that article at the top where it shows that they set a record. By the tankers here. That's what he's trying to get you to zero in.
hmm?
I don't see a date on this. Do you know when that was? Talks about Negro tankers in combat for 183 days. You'd referred to that earlier, Charlie.
And
The Red Circle News.
Red Circle News, probably
I don't see a date.
no.
These must be internal
Mm.
papers or news articles or something.
probably so, yeah.
Yeah,
That's when we all like out there too. And that's 1944, 45. And this the missile here. One of the missiles,
okay. Is this you?
yes. something on this cut. Right here. Let me show you. You might read this, the paragraph, not legible at the top, but it's talking about the 3918, how many gallons of gasoline that, and oil and stuff we had put in operation, and where it was in Reims, France.
This is a summary of activities commencing in July of '44, shortly after the Normandy landing, and ended when I left the company in Regensburg, Germany in '45. The company established and operated 31 gasoline distribution dumps. And it's just got a location of all the different dumps and the gasoline.
This is a roster of everybody in the outfit at that time, where they was at. And this here, the graduation picture, when I graduated from Airborne.
Class B2 of the Airborne Division, Fort Benning, Georgia. Good, that's quite a few people in there.
Do you see Charlie Mitchell?
Well, I'm sure I can find old Charlie. Yes, I do.
Oh, you did?
There's Mr. Mitchell right there.
Point to it again, please. Okay.
Not hard to spot. Well, Charlie, I enjoyed listening to your experiences.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for having me, because I'm glad you had.
How does he get around? Well, he's got a wheelchair. Does he have a special car or truck or something that he?
No, I
No?
can't.